saw yesterday. So today we are starting with the first one, Agile Principles and Mindset. In today's session, we will talk about the mindset thing. And as promised yesterday, I will try my best to relate the values of Agile to the principles of Agile. And then we will have a business owner view on these things. So try to appreciate the fact that agile project management approach in itself is a new thing for most of the business managers also. So people who are sitting at the top, they don't know what agile is, right? They only know, okay, they have a project in their hand and they need to execute it. They need to get this project successfully executed. And for that, the most popular thing what they know is about the PMP or the PMI project management framework. PMI project management framework talks about that, hey, you can use this kind of framework. These are the different steps you need to follow. And if you follow these steps diligently, people in the past have succeeded in their project, and that is why you can also succeed in your project. That is the assumption, and that is the understanding of the business leaders. So when you as a agile advocate or agile practitioner or a agile coach, you go to the business owner and you talk to them, hey, here is a different approach. Just forget about PMI project management framework. Then they will certainly ask you, prove to me that yes, all of my business concerns will be fulfilled or would be addressed if I use this, if I switch to this new method of doing projects. So this is a concern. There are concerns in each level of the organization. So those concerns we will not take up today. We will take up during the subsequent sessions. But the idea is that appreciate this fact that agile is new to most organizations. The business leaders who are the decision maker, they are probably not aware of the power of agile. Okay, so it is your role to advocate that, hey, this is a better way to execute your knowledge work project. Okay, so we will talk about these things in the first half. Then we will take a break and we will deep dive into the different approaches of agile. We will talk about Scrum and XP. These two approaches will be asked in the exam in some or the other way. So most probably you will get at least 20 to 30% questions which are directly or indirectly related to Scrum and XP. So irrespective of the fact that you are from the IT industry or you are not from the IT industry, you need to have a high level understanding of these two processes. Okay. And then we will take a break and we will cover the other processes which are not so prominent in the PMI ACP exam, but still, yes, those methodologies are also asked. And we will conclude our today's session with agile leadership, specifically the servant leadership philosophy, what it means and how and why it applies to the agile projects. Okay, so with this, let us start the agile mindset thing. So before that, the quick recap, we discussed about all these things. What is PMI ACP? We talked about Agile Manifesto and we talked about Agile Project Management. I hope you remember the values and principle, because yesterday's session was the foundation on which we will build today. Okay, so let us start with the first value. The first value was individuals and interactions over processes and tools, right? What are the other one?
Customer collaboration over contract negotiation.
Okay.
Working software versus documentation.
Okay. What else?
Want to change whether following a plan. Sticking to
respond to change. Okay, perfect. So these three are the other values. Now, let us take these values one by one and you tell me the answer. If you have these values in hand and you know that this is a valuable proposition for your project, how are you going to make sure that this value is adhered to or it is implemented in your project? What are those guiding principles that will help you to make sure that each and every person, each and every activity in your project is actually valuing individuals and interaction more than processes and tools? What are those guiding principles? How you can inculcate these values in the team? Think about it. So when we are talking about individuals and interactions should be of top priority, what will be the composition of the team? What will be the manner in which the team will interact with each other? How the team will take decisions? How they will decide on conflicts? How the things are basically the nitty-gritty of the projects, means the different processes, because processes cannot be completely eliminated. So what are those nitty-gritty of the processes, and in what detail the processes would be delineated to the team members, right? All these different aspects are there that we need to be very, very clear on, and we need to set a guiding principle so that there is no confusion in the mind of the people. Okay. Again, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. It means what?
So process and tools are important, but we value more the individuals and the interactions.
Yes. How do you make sure that this notion or your belief that individuals and interactions are more valuable to you? What are your work behavior that will portray this?
So Shrivant, I will share one of the example.
Yes.
I think we need to take some time over this. The reason is I am facing a ready challenge on this. The
Okay.
thing, my manager is from SAP, and he knows perfectly on processes and tools, because
Right.
they are from past 25 years, they are in that SAP world. And now even every discussion, if I say like this was discussed, a team, please go forward, where is the documentation?
Yes.
If you have discussed it, I want an email confirmation. I don't want any on air statement conclusions.
Right.
Then I say, like, if we keep on going on that direction, our team will be working more on documenting things and making things like whatever is discussed is again put onto paper and is been communicated, taking approval. Then where is the individual ownership?
Exactly.
I took that correct decision. So,
yes.
But trust me, I failed to convince.
Yes. So Ram, very, very good insight. Thank you for sharing this. So this is the reason why we advocate, or the agile, the thought leaders of this process or agile project management philosophy, they always insist on knowing agile first, then doing agile. Generally what happens is people start doing agile, and then in the process, in between, while what they are doing, they stumble upon some roadblocks, and then the HR manager or their sponsor think that no, they need to know some fundamentals, then only they can overcome these kind of problems. So the examples which you shared is a typical example of process centric mindset. Typical example of process centric mindset, and that person is not wrong. The problem is that that person is not appreciating the need for individual centric mindset or interaction centric mindset, the need to be to trust other, the need to give some kind of air for other to breathe, to take decisions, because he has seen a world in which things are done in a certain way. He has seen the world in which if you give more freedom to others, then things will fall apart, right? So this is the most important challenge that a organizational agile coach needs to take, this responsibility to convert or to facilitate that person to appreciate that no, that kind of rigid documentation oriented mindset is not going to help you in this project, right? So now it again boils down to the project specifications also. If the project is actually requiring this kind of more in the individual interactions, then if that person goes in the other direction, he will miserably fail, and over time he will get the lesson learned. Okay, so sometimes people make mistakes and then they learn. But if that project is not so critical, then there are chances that he will never learn. So the point is that agile, when we talk about agile values, we are very accommodative in nature. Our mindset is accommodative. There is no fixed differentiation of what it means to be more people centric and less process centric, right? So when he is saying that document it, give me a mail, is it the thing that he or she is crossing the line? We need to adjust the thing. So there is no hard line thing. So if you see the agile projects, the same methodology, suppose Scrum or something, Scrum is the most popular one. Scrum in one team, the way they operate Scrum or use Scrum differs mostly from the other team who operates the same thing, same Scrum, maybe in the same organization. So it is agile is an approach which is project specific. So if the project is of that nature, there will be tailoring happening in each of the specific project, right? So the answer to your question is very simple, that if he has that mindset, he needs to change that mindset. He will change the mindset only if he feels the need to change the mindset, right? And how he will feel the need to change the mindset is, one, by getting some more information, by getting awareness about agile, how it works, and by getting that feeling that if he continues to perform the way he has been doing in SAP, he may get into trouble. So again, agile coaches cannot change unless the people are ready to change. They can only facilitate, they can only coach them, and over time this change would happen. Okay, hope this is convincing, or you want to add something?
No, this is convincing, but important thing is now, as you said, that important point, I have worked on this way, and trust me, in my experience, the projects have succeeded. Please don't, we are a startup and we don't have the luxury of time and budget.
Yes.
Please don't screw the organization.
Yes.
So now, as an agile coach or as a facilitator in the organization, for someone who is 25 years experienced and he's a gem on processes, now you go and say like, let's be people centric rather than process centric. Then they say like, show me the difference in just 1 month. And agile is something like, you can't show it overnight.
Right.
It's a mindset. People need to understand it. They need to respond to it.
Right.
They need to carry it forward. And definitely, if I challenge now, the option that I will be left is like, I am sorry, I think I failed, because 1 month is a very short duration.
Right.
It's a 2 week sprint cycle. In 2 sprints, I can't show wonders in agile.
Yes.
So that's where many organizations with this 2021 and 2022, the number of startups keep rising, and organizations like which are being started by senior folks, they want it more of like Waterfall, and inside Waterfall Scrum. Generally, in Scrum we have Waterfall, but they want in Waterfall, they want Scrum. Yes.
So both the things are possible. This is called the hybrid model of project management. So there are many combinations. We will talk about that also at some point in time. But this challenge is real. What you have shared is a real challenge. People don't appreciate it. Even the startups also don't appreciate it. And the beauty of Agile is that Agile is accommodative of these differences. And that is how this thing of hybrid Agile comes into picture, or hybrid project management approaches come into picture. Okay, so let's move to this. So how do you make sure that people or individuals and interactions are given more value in your organization if you are using the Agile approach? So the first thing is that when you say that you want people to be, or you want to make people centric organization, it means that at the back end or behind the scene, you believe in the power of people. You believe that whatever they do will be beneficial for your project. You feel that they will not sabotage your project, right? So you are trusting them. So trust, empowerment, and capability, these things comes naturally when we talk about, or when we put emphasis on individuals and interaction. So the difference between your mindset and that person's mindset is simple. You are more willing to be accommodative and more willing to accept and trust people compared to that person. Again, this is because of the grooming that you have, or the world that you have seen, and versus the world he has seen. So that is why yesterday also we discussed that Agile, when we talk about Agile, is a mindset. It is more about attitude, how you will react to a situation, a business situation. Okay, so values and principles. The first thing is that when we talk about individuals, we need to pick the best team. Okay, when we talk about the best team, we need to pick a team which can do anything or solve any problem which the customer would ask us to solve in this particular project. So that level of understanding, or that level of trust and respect should be for the team members, that hey, my team is rock star. You as a product owner or a scrum master or a sponsor should be able to feel proud about your team. And I know that whatever is your requirement, my team would be able to fulfill it without any issue or without any subsequent quality issues. Okay, so that kind of faith and belief should be there. This is first thing. Second thing is that when you are picking the best team, best people are mostly self-driven. Best people are not managed. Best people are self-driven. So when you are talking about best people and picking the best talent from across the different verticals, then you need to empower them also. You need to say, okay, hey, now I have done my job as a sponsor. Now it's your job to deliver this project to the customer. My job is over. Now it's your job. You are empowered. I don't want to get into the technical things. I just want the job done. I don't want to listen any complaint from the customer. I want a 5-star rating from the customer at the end, and I want to complete the project on time and on budget. Period. It is up to you how you want to do it. Okay, that is called empowerment. Because if you don't empower the best minds, they will not feel internally driven, and that internal drive, when it is missing, then you cannot expect them to produce the best result. Third thing, when you have got the best people, you have empowered them, then that is not sufficient. You need to make sure that these people are sticking to your project. Because manpower, remember, the manpower has 33% weightage in the success of a project, especially the software development project or any Agile project. So when 33% of weightage lies on the people who are working on your project, it is better for you to make sure that they stick to your project, because they are the best in the industry. Everybody would would be looking at them and try to hunt them. So what you need to create, you need to give a perfect work-life balance so that they can work with you infinitely. This project done, another project again done, and then again that person would come to you and say, hey, I want to work with you. So this kind of work-life balance is called working on a sustainable pace. If you can create this for the people, then they will stick to you. And that is what guiding principle tells us. What else? When you have picked the right people, you have empowered them, you have given them the work-life balance, then it is not sufficient again. Think about it. Think about the traditional thing. The traditional wisdom says that always trust people if you want the best result, but don't trust blindly. Always trust people if you want to find the best results, but don't trust blindly. Blind trust is going to kill you. So we, as a sponsors or the agile coach or the business leaders of a project, would want to incentivize them or push them or facilitate them to introspect and improve. Okay, because nobody is perfect. You have picked the best people in the industry, but you have not picked the people who there are people in the industry who are better than these people. There is always a scope of improvement for everybody, right? So if they are working in a project, they need to reflect upon their pitfalls, their improvement areas, and they need to again work on it proactively. So one of the agile principles talks about this thing, that hey, pick the best mind, empower them, give them the work-life balance, make them happy. All these are good, but also ensure that they are looking back to themselves time and again and again and again. Okay. With all these things said and done, if you are focusing on individuals and interactions, these four things are about individuals. What about interactions? So Agile says that you need to have face-to-face interaction, because face-to-face interaction tells you a lot more than you want to know. It tells you a lot more information about that person, about the environment, about his feeling, about his relationship, about his life. So a lot more information is going to impact them. It is not just the work at hand and the time they spend in the office. A lot, after all, they are also human being, and you are relying on a human being. You are not relying on a robot to produce results for you. So you need to have face-to-face interaction so that you can capture the highest amount of information about that person at any point in time. So all kind of interactions should be face-to-face, ideally. Again, I'm repeating, we are talking about the ideal situation. The exam will ask about the ideal situation. We'll test your understanding on the rules. The rule talks about the ideal way of doing agile project management. Okay. Any questions on this? These are the 5 principles which you need to inculcate in your day-to-day work activities, so that you fulfill or you live with this value of Agile manifesto. Questions? No questions?
No questions from my side.
Okay, great. Moving ahead, second principle. Second value talks about working software over comprehensive documentation. Right? So when we talk about comprehensive documentation, we are not talking about only documentation. This value tells us that, hey, we need to focus on the business result and not on comprehensive documentation, right? Comprehensive documentation has no definition. It's a subjective thing, right? So from team to team, from individual to individual, from culture to culture, from organization to organization, it will differ, right? So what is comprehensive? So some people would say that making minutes of meeting falls into the comprehensive domain, so we will not make minutes of meeting at all, as you just gave me the example, right? I have discussed with him and I have trust that he will do it, so he will do it. And I completely understand that if he does not do it, he will be transparent about the problems he or she has faced during the execution. Okay, some team would go or adhere to this kind of attitude towards comprehensive documentation. Some other team would say, no, that is not enough. We are again people. We have our own priorities. We are our own reservations. We have our own insecurities and fear in our mind. So people may bluff. People may come to you and say that, yes, he will do it. And once he fails, he can blame it to others. So in the meetings, we will not make very official kind of a documentation on minutes of meeting, but yes, we will jot down the points. Some other team would say, no, these things are all okay. Comprehensive documentation does not mean not having the minutes of meeting for meetings. We need to have minutes of meeting, because without that, we cannot move ahead. So everything said and done, we need minutes of meeting. That's it, period. So there are different variations. There is an entire spectrum of understanding for this world, right? Similarly, working software. What is working software? Some people would say working software is just something which the consumer or end user can use, right? Somebody would say, no, it is not that. The definition is different. So the thing is that in the working software or the business result, we need to keep in our mind what is the thing that our customer wants us to make the most. What will the customer pay for us? Pay for what thing the customer will pay to us? Okay. Yesterday we took an example of buying a laptop, right? So when you go to a laptop store and you buy a laptop, and you are paying for the laptop, right? If the pricing scheme is such that you can pay only for the laptop and not for the laptop package or the box in which you get the laptop and the bag, then probably you will take only the laptop. Nowadays, you see, if you go to any shop, any laptop shop, generally the bag comes with only very, very nominal price, right? Why? Because the price is already inbuilt in the price of the laptop. So we are focused on, we want to see the working software. In the software industry, in business, we want to see result. Think about a startup. Okay, this startup is about, suppose, education. It is providing these e-classes. What is the measure of success for a startup of this type? Think about it. What can be the measure of success for a startup or edtech startup which is providing e-courses to students? How do you know that this startup is successful or not? Is it the revenue? Is it the revenue they are getting every month? Probably yes. Is it the number of students who are enrolling or active users they have in the platform? Probably yes. Right? Is
Customer
it
satisfaction?
sorry?
Customer satisfaction means user satisfaction.
User satisfaction,
Feedback.
the average ratings they are giving to the platform? Probably yes. But what is the most important thing for this kind of a startup? The most important thing for their growth, suppose it's only 3 months young startup, and the most important thing would be the growth in monthly active users or daily active users. If they are tracking only the growth in daily active users, probably at some point in time they will boom, because when the active users increases, it means that their content is good, their delivery is good, their stars are good, satisfaction is good, the entire customer journey is excellent. That is why their number of active users are increasing, right? So each company or each project need to have a clear understanding of what is their primary measure of success. And if they keep it very, very crisp and very accurate, the possibility that they will be successful would be more. In software industry, it is about software. In music industry, it is about music. Whether you are able to produce that music or not, that's it, period. People need a 5-minute song, that's it. It doesn't matter how many hours you spend in the studio. For a YouTuber like me, the measure of progress is the number of followers. Nothing else matters. If the number of followers are increasing, it means my quality is good, my delivery is good, I have put the SEOs and all these things. Everything comes in the back end. So this is the value, and it is not only restricted to the software industry. It's a wide, each statement is an open book in itself. You need to relate to your experiences, past experiences, and if you have any career aspiration and you have visibility of the future role, you need to explore how this statement is going to match with the requirement of that role also. Okay, so if you need to focus on working software, what you will do on daily basis, you need to first thing only focus on working software. You will not talk about, hey, are you coming on time? Are you giving 40 hours in a week? Are you working on in day or night? Are you wearing the right uniform or not? All these things are secondary. What is the primary thing? Are you collaborating with your team member or not? Are you helping the team members in need or not? Are you giving them the support or not? Are you a bottleneck or not? These things become more important. And that is why you see there is a cultural difference between how IT industry work and how manufacturing industry work. Entirely stark differences. In manufacturing industry, punching and all those things are very, very strict. They are rule oriented. IT industry are not rule oriented, because IT industry actually needs agile mindset. Manufacturing industry does not need agile mindset in manufacturing. They need industrial mindset. They need automation. They need tight control, because quality is given, right? The requirements are given, the processes are strict, and if they have the metrics, their measure of progress is how much process, what is the process capability, right? How many times the machine has breakdowns. These are the metrics in that organization, right? So that is the measure of progress. So focus on working software is the first thing. When you are focusing on working software, you need to focus in a certain manner, that You minimize the waste and you give maximum value as soon as possible, right? So early delivery, ensure early delivery as soon as possible, because knowledge work projects are such projects in which the customer does not know anything. They don't know how to execute this project, okay, but they know that the value of this project is very, very high. For example, just again coming back to a startup, the growth story. The growth story is a startup, and we are working on creating a platform for coaches. Okay, these type of coaches who have passion for uh, coaching and training, and they don't want to pursue full time, or they may want to pursue full time, they can come to us, not only restricted to IT industry, going beyond IT industry to say any industry, and maybe to even life and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, anything like that. Okay, so this is the aspiration, this is the vision. With that vision, what do I need? I need the website to be rock star as soon as possible. Yesterday I wanted that, today I want this, tomorrow I also want this. Okay, because website is my measure of progress. I need a rock star website. If my website is perfect, it's enchanting, not only the demand would increase, the supply would also increase, right? Demand and supply both will be driven by a fantastic website. So I want it now. आज दे दो भाई, कल नहीं चाहिए, आज दे दो, अभी दे दो. So this is the mentality of customers. They need it now, because every moment they are losing money. For example, just think about a customer who wants a ERP solution to track their sales, or say CRM solution to track their sales. Every moment they are losing money, and that is why they have felt the need for this particular project, and they are awarding it. They are ready to pay you anything, whatever you ask, they will pay you. They will not question, because they cannot drill down to the nitty-gritties of technical stuffs, but still they are ready to pay. I myself have driven a project on ERP implementation, and the supplier asked me $10,000. I said yes. Why? Because when I go for the confirmation to my management said, okay, $10,000, what is this? In how many months you can recover it? I said in 3 days. They said, okay, go. They will not say whether 10,000 or 9,000 or 11,000. They are not concerned about that. What are they concerned about? Is the delivery now. So try to understand this mentality of business owners. The people who are running the business, they want delivery. They want the thing that they are paying for, and they want now. When they want now, they also want something, because it's all dicey. They want confirmation every now and then. In my case, ERP implementation. Okay, I will not take the name of the company, because it is a big multinational company. So those people really screwed up. So the project which was expected to be delivered in 6 months could not be delivered even in 1 year. So what is that? Those guys are not at all concerned about the customer's value proposition. How customer is going to get benefited from this project in which you are working. This is a mindset. This mindset everybody in the team should have. So from all the supplier side people and all the customer side people, everybody who are working on the project should have this kind of mindset. Why it is important? Why it is important to give early delivery? Why it is important to give frequent delivery? Because when you give frequent delivery, the sponsors will be more confident. Have you given a concrete plan to the sponsors, people who are paying you for this project? No. In Agile project, there is no concrete plan. Still, that sponsor has listened to the Agile coach, and he is agreeing to release the payment. Great. What is your part that you need to do to make sure that this trust continues until the project is over? This trust will continue only if you deliver something to prove that you are capable of delivering the entire project. And that something should be delivered in repeated interval of time, shorter interval of time. I want early delivery. Say, I don't want things in 1 year. I want in 6 months. That is early delivery. But then you give me the full thing, the full package in 6 months, but give me keyboard first. Then you give me the other thing. It is something like that. Suppose you are setting up your own home office. Okay. Again, home office setting is not an example of Agile, but let's take this metaphor. Okay. This is called metaphor. So you are setting your home office. You need a screen. You need suppose printer. You need a table. You need a chair. Okay. You need AC. All these things. So the entire project would take suppose 10 days to finish, and you have hired a contractor for this. So what you will say the contractor, I need in 5 days, and I need something every day. Give me something so that I know that yes, you are working. Okay. So when we talk about working software over comprehensive documentation, we need to focus only on the things for which the customer is paying, and everything else is a waste. Not waste, is non-value added things. So we will talk about what is value added, what is non-value added in the last session, in which we will talk about value stream mapping. Okay, we will talk about these things. Any questions? No questions? So shall we move ahead?
Yeah, no questions from my side.
Okay, great. So the third value is about customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So when we talk about contract negotiation, yesterday we talked about the commercial aspect and making sure that we don't lose. All those things are good. All those things are perfect. But the more important thing is that once the contract is negotiated and you are already working on the contract, collaboration should be one thing. Collaboration should be the focus. And what kind of collaboration? The kind of collaboration is daily collaboration. With whom daily collaboration? With everybody. With everybody. So if you are a team, you need to collaborate within the team first. You need to collaborate with the people who are giving you the requirement. You need to collaborate with the facilitator. You need to collaborate with the manager who is giving you the infrastructure. Suppose one day you go to the office on time and the office doors are shut. Is it going to help you, or you get disturbed? Your motivation would go down. What will happen? So collaboration is required with each and every member, each and every stakeholders, the people who are directly related to the project or indirectly impacting the project, like the example we just took. If the office boy is not there and he has not cleaned the office after the yesterday night's office party, you will not be able to work. Your work will get hampered. And if the release is due the next day, then it will have a big problem for the entire team. The customer may get really angry, and even he or she may terminate the project as well. So collaboration, daily collaboration with all the participants, with all the stakeholders, wherever necessary. There is no restrictions on that. Do collaborate with people and get the work done. The idea is get the work done, period. So whoever you are, you need to get the work done. Okay, that is the third Agile value. The fourth Agile value talks about responding to change over following a plan. Great. Responding to change. It is very easy to say, but how can we respond to change? We need to fix on something. Okay. For example, I say that, okay, we are on a travel or on a vacation. Okay, we are on a vacation, and we will follow the agile approach. And we are a team member of 5 people, and the 5 people started to go on a road trip, and suddenly they see a road and they say, oh, hey, let's go this side. They go in that side, in that direction. And then somebody say, oh, let's go in that direction. So can you ever complete the trip? No, right? You cannot complete the trip unless you have at least a high level plan that we have a start point and we have an end point of this vacation. The vacation is not unlimited time period. We need to start somewhere and we need to go to some place. We need, and in between we need to sustain ourselves. We cannot go to a jungle and get eaten up by the tiger, right? So respond to change, but in a smart manner, smart response to change, not a dumb response to change. So first thing is that accept the changes. Smart response is accept the change. Second point, do not work on anything. Work only if, or start working on the project only if you are 100% sure about this. Okay, life example. Suppose you and your wife are sitting in a room, and your wife starts to talk about some future plans. What you will do? Can you say no? If you say no, you will die. You need to accept it simply. Simply accept it. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do that. Okay. But most of the things are not concrete. These are all ideas. Okay. So ideas should be taken and accepted in that spirit, that these are ideas, these are aspirations, that we will eventually achieve those aspirations. If somebody is saying something, okay, great, let's park it. Eventually we will do it, not now. After some time, if you really feel that that is the need of that person, of your wife, then you get into the action mode. But you cannot get into the action mode every now and then. You have to go to the action mode only when you feel that it is indispensable. That thing, if not done, will create very big problem. Same with the agile project also. Customer comes to you and tells you a requirement. A architect comes to you and tells a requirement. A designer comes to you and tells a requirement. Anybody can come to you and pops up a requirement. Can you accept everything and start doing on all the things? No. You have to accept it so that, okay, these are valid things. Let's park it. Park it for the last responsible moment. That is called the planning at the last responsible moment. So work only when you are 100% sure about the requirement. So accept change, don't work. Accept change, increase the amount of work not done. Accept change, increase the length of the backlog. All these things are same thing. Okay. Once you are doing these two things, you need to keep in mind that the entire world is changing rapidly. The entire world, everybody is learning, everybody is getting exposed to new information every day, and you are expected to get weird ideas and weird requirements very soon. If not today, tomorrow it will pop up definitely. So you need to excel technically. You need to upgrade yourself so that all kind of changes can be accepted, preempted, and executed for the best interest of the customer. Okay. So with this, we have come to the entire, we have linked all the values with the principles, guiding principles. And this is a summary slide, which tells you how these things are related and what is the mindset that you are expected to develop. questions will be asked based on these things only. Most of the question would directly or indirectly ask you to use agile principle and solve the answer. One typical example, suppose there is a question in the exam that there is a agile team in which developer wants to take the scrum master role. Can he take this role or not? Answer is not based on gut feel. Answer is based on agile values and principles. Another example, if there is a solo team member, so agile team have the maximum of suppose 12 people, so there can be one person also. How he will collaborate with the customer, or how he or she needs to work in that project? So the answer would be collaboration with the customer directly, because in that case he is the only person, right? So every scenario which you get in the exam, you need to come back to this one slide. This one slide should be printed in your mind, kind of a thing. It should be printed in your mind. If it is printed in your mind and you are relating it to your life, to your work experience, to other people's work experience, you will learn really quick. Okay. Moving ahead. So you have this agile mindset. Now the question is that, great, you have told me big gyan about project management, that hey, forget about traditional project management, do agile project management. Okay, great, good gyan. Now you tell me how you can prove to me or prove to my boss's boss, the person who is sitting at the top, that it will work. It will not fail, it will work. Okay. So what is there in the mind of the top person, the business owner? He or she is concerned about only very specific things. Paisa kahan se aayega? Okay. One thing is there, whether my business would be profitable or not. That's it. There is no other thing that is going on in his or her mind. So a sponsor, consider this as a sponsor, the person who is paying money. So a sponsor needs these 6 answers from you. First is how you will increase the return on investment for the customer. How you will increase the return on investment for the customer? Relate this to agile values and principle, means this slide, and tell me the answer. Okay. Think about it for a moment and then tell me. The hint is already there. This is my mistake. So you need to think from the time value of money perspective. You are doing a project, or you are going to coach the CEO of a company, startup company, and telling him that, hey, you should be using agile approach for better results. Okay, you should be using agile approach for better result. He will ask you simple one point blank question. You tell me, how can I improve my return on investment? You simply tell me that. If I use this method, whatever you are saying, I will accept it, not an issue. You just convince me that how you will increase my return on investment. I am putting money in my company, how I will get in better return on investment. So any idea from you guys? I have all the ideas. That is why I can tell you.
So what's the value addition that you are making?
Yes. So what is the value addition? Why value addition is you are making through agile project management, through traditional project management, everywhere you are making value addition to the company, right? But why agile only, not traditional? When you are pitching agile, you are actually going against traditional, right? By default, you are going against traditional. So how agile will give me more return on investment? So think about the value perspective. How are you delivering value in Agile? You are delivering value frequently,
Iteratively and incrementally.
right? You are delivering value fast. Okay. And iteratively, yes. Frequently, iteratively, same thing. Okay. So you are delivering value quickly and frequently. What your traditional method is doing. This is Agile, right? Traditional method is doing, is it doing frequent delivery of value? No. Value is delivered only at the end. End of the project, right? Taking up the example of setting up a home office, most contractor would do what? He will buy everything and he will come to you on the 5th day and tell you, okay, let's set up. That is the way it happens, right? Typically it happens. He will not come to you every day, or he will not send material every day and tell you that, okay, hey, I'm using Agile, right? That is the typical thing that happens. So in traditional, the value is delivered at the end of the project, but in Agile, value is delivered frequently during the entire duration of the project. It means, suppose you have started this project, this is the start, okay, and this is the end, okay, and you have to the total value of the project is suppose $1,000. This is the value you will get if you successfully execute this project. The customer will get, means the cost minus revenue is $1,000 for the customer. Now, what traditional is saying that, hey, you pay here, you say cost, you give me here full cost. So suppose cost is $4,000. You give me $4,000 here, and you wait. Suppose this is 6 months. Okay. You wait for 6 months, and after 6 months, you will get $5,000. This is how the value would be delivered in traditional project management. Agree?
Agreed, Srivant. I have a comment also.
Agreed.
Yes. Okay. Yes. What comment?
So the comment is, when we are agile and we give frequent delivery, the very important point, the people who are process centric will come is, please don't deliver half-baked solutions.
Yes. Great.
And they don't understand how things work.
Yes.
They want you complete end to end and then deliver. What we
Yes.
say is, what we delivered is not for customer. We have put it into UAT, or we have put it into like beta testing. No, don't deliver.
Yes.
Deliver only completed, perfect, highly polished solution. No half-baked solutions.
Yes. So that is, see Ram, these are very, very interesting discussion. That is the difference in mindset. This is a clear difference of mindset of how Agile works and how other. So what they are saying, half-baked solution is in the pure Agile or the Agile fundamentals, that is not half-baked solution. I'm just telling you just now. So how Agile works is, Agile will say, you give me 4,000 now, and I will give you the value of, say, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 3 times, and then 2,000 here. Okay, so total 5,000 value you already got. This is how Agile will work. So 4,000 upfront is the cost, and 1,000 value the customer can realize. That is the difference. Half-baked, customer is not getting anything. But what Agile says, customer will realize value. Customer is getting value out of it. For example, I'm telling you the example. Think about Zoom. Think about WhatsApp. Okay. what are the features you see in your screen? You just try to see the screens. Okay. In your screen, what are the features you are able to see? You are seeing remote control, annotate. Can you see annotate?
Annotate is not there.
Okay. Remote control.
Okay. You mean to say, 1 second. I think
You see, check your, yeah. Annotate is there.
Yes.
Remote control.
Yeah, it is there.
Apps.
Zoom ratio.
Apps are there or not?
No, apps are not there.
Zoom ratio is there. Side by side mode is there.
Now just imagine. Zoom has, I think Zoom has already become, I think, 8 years old or 10 years old. Last I used Zoom in the first time I used Zoom in 2018. So I think at least 5-6 years old, right? Okay. When I used Zoom for the first time, Zoom was giving all these features to the presenter?
No.
Probably no. But it was giving some features to the presenter, right? If you go to your dashboard, now what you can see, all the different features and all the different analytics. Was it there at the first release for the public? No. So the point is that WhatsApp, take the example of WhatsApp. When I first started using WhatsApp, installed WhatsApp on my phone, it was there was only chat, no call, no video call, no access on computers, only chat, right? Was it a half-baked solution? No, it was not a half-baked solution. That is a real solution for the user. As a user, I found value in that. And that is why most people found value in that. And WhatsApp actually grew and dominated the entire space only with the minimum features. And later they feel that, okay, now what to do? Ab bahut kuch kar liya, ab kuch to karenge. Now we have got funding and we have got all the things. So what else? What else we can do? Go to the Facebook. The Facebook entire screen has completely changed. Now when I log into Facebook because of my business work, I get overwhelmed. What to click, where to click, समझ नहीं आता मेरे को. But the first time I started using Facebook, it was very simple. It was very straightforward and very, very lean. So lean or half-baked solution is different. What they mean is different. And what Agile talks about is different. Agile never talks about half-baked solution. Agile talks about iterative delivery to the customer. So that customer can use it, get value out of it. So that is what is now, when the customer is using Agile, he will get 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000 over a span of 6 months. The time would probably be the same, but now he is getting money earlier. When you get money earlier, is it better for you or not? Time value of money, 100 rupees today is better than 100 rupees 10 years down the line, but right or wrong? When you had, suppose today you are earning 5 lakh rupees, suppose. If you were earning 5 lakh rupees in 2000, would you be much happier at that point or not? ₹5 lakh rupees income in 2000 versus 5 lakh rupees income today. Which one is better? Which one will make you more happy? Today? Or means, yeah, so in that term it is today. So if you get the money earlier, so 5 lakh rupees income in 2000, in the year 2000 is much better, because at that time the entire inflation was low, the prices were cheap. Okay, and 5 lakh rupees had much more value, because you could buy more things with that 5 lakh in the year 2000 versus the number of things you can buy in 2020.
Okay, I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, you misunderstood the concept. Yes. So one example, Activa. How many of you use Activa?
Me?
You use Activa?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the price when you bought it?
I think 65,000.
What is the price now?
I think it went on closely 80 plus.
1 lakh.
Oh.
Yesterday I was just checking. It was 1 lakh. So it's from 65,000 to 1 lakh in how many years?
I think in just 2-3 years. 2 years.
Yes. So money now is more valuable. So if the company is getting money today, if the company is getting, say, money today, however it is less, then over a period of time, if you count the time value of money of all these things, it will be much more than $5,000. So return on investment is increasing for the company or not? I hope you got the point, right?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So Agile would help you to increase the return on investment by through continuous flow of value. Okay. So this point is captured in declaration of interdependence, point number 1. Okay. So from where it comes, no need to memorize all these things. The point is that if somebody asks you how the Agile project would help me to increase the return on investment, or an option tells you that Agile project helps in improving the return on investment, it means that it is a correct option. Okay. How, from where it is coming? It is coming from the Agile values and principles. Which value and principle? The value number 2, working software over comprehensive documentation. Which principle? The principle which talks about continuous delivery, which talks about delivery in shorter span of time. Right? Clear hai? Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Next one. How can you prove to me that Agile will deliver the desired result? What is the desired result for the sponsor? The desired result is that I want my home office to be set up. You are not giving me the plan, because you are saying that you will now use an innovative way of project management. So you are not giving me any plan, and you are asking me to have trust on you that you will deliver me the desired result. My desired result is a home office. I want a home office in 5 days or 10 days, whatever. Okay. How can you prove to me that yes, you will deliver the desired result? So I will prove you because I will collaborate with you. I am not giving you the plan, but I will not disappear also. I am not giving you any plan, but I will not disappear also after the contract is signed. Once you sign the contract, I will come and sit with you daily. Bhai, kya chahiye batao? What do you want from me? How I can help you? Okay, you wanted me to do this. Now I have done this. Tell me whether it is okay or not. That is the change in approach. I'm completely changing the approach of executing the project. So by collaborating with you, you will be rest assured that you have the complete visibility of the project day in and day out. It is much better than having a piece of a paper, which this traditional guys says that it is a planning or project planning, and then they most often they deviate from that plan. No, that is not going to happen. You know where and how and why you are deviating, if at all we are deviating. So we are not making any plan. Let's work together. Okay. This is coming from the declaration number 2. Third point is, how do you manage uncertainty? Projects are full of uncertainties, right? Agile projects or any project management, life is full of uncertainty. Every project is full of uncertainty. Every business endeavor is full of uncertainty. Sometime more, sometime less. How will you manage that? Think about it. Try to relate to the agile this one, from where it is coming? Customer collaboration over contract negotiation, right? So similarly, from this one, from where it is coming? We will manage uncertainty through iterations, anticipation, and adaptation. So we will give you frequent deliveries. And with that frequent deliveries, we will ask you for the feedback. If you give us the feedback and you feel that, okay, this is something is not as expected, we will adapt to a new approach or new direction. That is how the uncertainties will be managed. How will you promote innovation and creativity? Biggest buzzword in today's world. Business leaders have this in their mind. They want innovation because innovation is going to give them competitive advantage. And business leaders are all thinking all the time about this competitive advantage. Am I doing better than my competitor? And can I do better? Can I always be doing better from my competitor? Competitive advantage, right? So for competitive advantage, what do you need? You need innovation. You need new ways of doing business. You need new products. You need better execution of projects. How this is, if you focus on agile approach of doing business, how this is promoted? So this is promoted because we are picking up the best mind, we are empowering them, and we are making them innovate by giving them the right environment, right? Who will innovate? The people who are motivated, who are capable of innovating, then those people only innovate, right? So we are already picking up the right people. We are giving them the right environment. So this particular concern would be addressed. How can you boost performance of the team? Okay. So we will boost performance of the team through group accountability and shared responsibility. What is group accountability and shared responsibility? So earlier today, one of the points that Ram discussed was about individual accountability, right? But agile mindset talks about group accountability. Very beautiful thing. It is completely counterintuitive to the traditional mindset or industrial mindset. In industries, we always talk about individual accountability. What are you doing in the manufacturing line? Are you producing the required number of items or not? This is individual accountability. But in agile projects, teams are more focused on group accountability and shared responsibility. If we win together. If we lose together. If we lose together, it will impact the career of each one of us, the product owner to the last team member who is just only testing or coding. So this is the spirit with which agile projects actually work. So when you have empowered team, they are motivated, you are doing all the thing which is necessary to help them perform best. So they are ready to take the group accountability. This group accountability requires some basic sanity check for the project to happen. Otherwise, this group accountability will not happen. So this basic sanity check is that safe environment. People should be ready to discuss their learnings with each other. If they make mistake, they are open to discuss that, hey, if you do this, you will fall into trap. Don't do this. The SMEs are not pressurized to answer everything and anything. And then this type of thing would come. That, hey, I have worked more than you. I have seen more projects than you. I have more experience than you. That is why trust what I am telling you. Right? Because he is feeling insecure. That person is insecure. If the trust and security and openness is there among the team members, then the people are more conducive to share information. They are more ready to open up and accept the group accountability and take the shared responsibility. Okay. And finally, how the agile approach would improve the effectiveness and reliability of the team. Think about it. Very interesting point. What is reliable? Team is reliable, person is reliable, or process is reliable? Which is more reliable? Okay, think about it. We have suppose people and we have suppose robots. Which one is more reliable? Think about reliability. Which one is more reliable?
There comes the question whether
Yes.
it's like a repeated job, already feeded repeated job.
Yes.
I say yes, robots are more reliable. Then
Yes.
it comes every time unique job that is coming up.
Okay, so don't differentiate between this. Think about this only the basic thing. Suppose, irrespective of the job, if you tell somebody who is capable of doing that job, if you tell these people and this P and R, okay, assume that both are capable of doing the job you are asking them to do. Which one is more reliable?
So who does things right first time? Consider.
Reliable means you are expected to, the probability is high that you will get the result in the intended period of time. There will not be any interruptions. That is reliability. Interruptions will not be there. If you say something, if you give some input, you will get the output in the desired amount of time. Which one is more reliable? Assuming that both are capable of doing the thing. Don't get confused. It's obvious. Robots are more reliable. That is for sure. Because suppose you have an accountant and you have a robot. Okay, 2 person, and both need to prepare your ledger or balance sheet, suppose. Okay. So when you give the same input to the person, accountant, and to the robot, who is going to give you the output in the time with more reliability? Person may make error. Robots cannot make any error. Person may have other responsibilities also. A person may feel bad someday, may not be healthy someday. Okay, may have some personal issues to take care of over and above the official issues. So he may skip the work for a day or two. But robots, okay, yes, robot may break down, but what is the frequency of breakdown? Very less compared to person or individual. So when you want reliability, then you need to set some processes. You need to set some systems. People are not reliable. By default, they are not reliable. Okay. So how do you put reliability when you are talking about so much about people? So the answer is simple. I have never told you that you don't set processes. Have I told you in today's and yesterday's discussions, have we ever discussed that processes are bad? Processes should be ignored? No. This is not agile mindset. Agile mindset says that, okay, we will build the processes, we will set the practices depending upon the need. Whatever is required, we will choose it as per the need. So situationally specific processes and practices. We will not bound ourselves to a framework which has worked well for years in different industries, which is tried and tested. We will use our own framework because our project is unique. Each project is unique. My project is also unique. My organization is different. Probably my organization may not be able to use the tried and tested thing. So what? In Agile project, I will use a specific practice or a specific process which will work for my team with the practical consideration that my people don't know what Agile is. My team members are new to Agile. My sponsors are completely alienated from this concept. They are hardcore traditional project managers. All these considerations are real, right? You cannot enforce anything to anybody, right? So how you will manage this? We'll manage by adapting to change. Okay. This adaptation attitude we will have. So this is the difference between being agile and doing agile. Doing agile is completely different, out of scope of the syllabus of this exam. Forget about it. So that is why yesterday I also discussed that what you do in your project may not be the right ideal thing for you to do or to answer in the PMI ACP exam. If you do that, you will fail. PMI ACP is a guidebook for best possible implementation of Agile. So you need to, for the sake of the exam, you need to prepare in the best possible mindset. And then when you go to reality, for example, suppose you know that you have to maintain your speed, or suppose you are driving on a highway and there are signboards of speed limits. Have you noticed that? Probably yes, most of people notice that. Okay, so that signboards are there that do not cross 220 km/h or do not cross 80 km/h. But if you see the entire road is completely blank, means empty, do you just adhere to the rule always? And there is nobody's looking at you, there is no electronic devices to track your speed. Are you always adhering to the rule? No. So that kind of tailoring you already do, because you have reached that level of experience in which tailoring is allowed. Tailoring would give you more value. So you tailor. But the moment you see, in that road there are speed limiters and they can catch my speed. You go to China. In China, everywhere there are speed limiters. You cannot, even if you are driving on a highway, you cannot cross the limit. If you cross the limit, you will immediately you will get fined. So people don't do that because they know the rule and they adhere to it. So the thing is that being agile is more important. First, you know Agile. Then what is the ultimate goal of using any framework? To get the project successful, to get the business result. So over and above, the over encompassing thing is to get the business result. So be agile, one thing, but then if you need to not follow the rules in certain situation, because not following the rule would help you better to ensure the project success. Don't follow the rule. That is what the entire philosophy is, and PMI ACP would talk about this thing. For example, in Ram's case, when you know that everybody else wants some kind of documentation, okay, being agile tells you that documentation should be minimum. So in that case, what is the balance? The balance is that, okay, adhere to the minimum thing. Okay, adhere to what they are saying, because if you don't adhere to what they are saying, they will get pissed off. They will not collaborate with you. They will not help you to solve problems. They will not share the information with you. So you will get issues handling the interpersonal issues. When you get into the interpersonal issues, when you get the time to solve the real problem of the customer, no, you will not get the time. So better to accommodate. So agile makes you accommodative. Okay, so it's a collective effort. It starts with one person. Okay, then you may face some resistance from other people, and then eventually the organization would adopt it. So slow process. It's a very, very, very slow process, because you are trying to convert people. You are trying to change attitude of people. Slow, and probably it will take generations. When I say generations, people may retire talking about agile and they never be able to understand it and appreciate it. So, but when new people start to join into this, I would say, what is the right way? The wave, the agile wave, then eventually the generations after generations of the company, the agile would be fully functional in an organization. So it's an organizational transformation journey. That is why yesterday we see that there is a role of organizational transformational leader. There is certification on that also. Okay, so it starts with your thinking, individual doing, and then individual encouragement for others. So suppose today I am agile practitioner, I join an organization. I know that nobody else understands agile, but what I will do? Should I forget agile and become as they are, means completely adopt what they are doing? No, I will partially adopt what they are doing, and then I will try to advocate slowly and gradually and try to change others' mind.